What's up guys, Groovy Guitar Dude here with Beginner Guitar Show from Mr. Perfectly Fine by Taylor Swift. If this video helps you out, hit that like and subscribe button, and let me know in the comments down below what are the songs by Taylor Swift that you want to learn on guitar. Guys, the first thing that you want to know to play Mr. Perfectly Fine on guitar is that in order to get rid of some bar chords and keep this song as beginner friendly as possible, we're going to capo up to 2nd fret. And if you don't have a capo, I'll have a link to get this capo for free right up here. The next thing you want to know to play Mr. Perfectly Fine on guitar is the structure of this song. We're going to start out with a verse, then go to pre-chorus, then chorus, then verse, pre-chorus, chorus again, then we'll have a bridge, we're going to finish up with one last special chorus. And the last thing that you want to know before we dive into Mr. Perfectly Fine is the 9 chords that you need to play this song. I know that sounds like a lot, but it's because we have a key change. I promise it's not as complicated as it sounds. The first chord we need to know is a C. The next one is C over B. The next one is A minor. The next one is G. The next one is D. The next one is D over C sharp. The next one is B minor 7. The next one is A. And the last one is F. And I have a beginner way to play that F chord as well as chord charts for all the other chords in the pinned comment below for those of you who need them. And guys, with all that in mind, let's dive into Mr. Perfectly Fine. Man, I am so stoked to share this song with you guys today. Today, the day I'm filming this, is actually the day before Taylor's version of Fearless is actually released. So, by the time you guys are seeing this, the re-release will already be out and I will be listening to it and Michelle will be listening to it and we will have a ton of Taylor Swift tutorials for you guys on the way. But I'm really stoked to share this from the Volt song in the meantime. So with that in mind, guys, let's start looking at Mr. Perfectly Fine. So I know with all those chords I just shared with you, this may seem super intimidating. It's because there is actually a key change in that very last chorus of the song, which we'll get to later. The rest of the song is super beginner friendly, and even that part is beginner friendly. We just have to switch up what chords we're using. So the first thing we're gonna take a look at for this song is what's being played for the verses and the choruses. For the verses and the choruses, we're gonna have this chord progression. It's gonna be C, C over B, A minor, F, and G. And you'll notice that those last 2 chords have a star next to them, and that's because we're playing those chords for half a measure, or half as long as all of the other non-starred chords. If that sounds confusing, it'll make a lot more sense when we get into our strum pattern. So, for all of our non-starred chords, starting with our C chord here, we're gonna do this for our strum pattern. We're gonna play down, down, up, twice for all of our non-starred chords. So for our C, we'll go down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, and then over to C over B, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, A minor, down, down, up, down, down, up. And then we're on to our F, which is our first starred chord. The only thing that's gonna change here is that instead of playing it down, down, up twice, we're just gonna play it once, or half as long as all of the non-starred chords. So going to that F chord, we've got down, down, up, and then quickly into the G, which is also starred. So one time through the strum pattern, down, down, up. Just like that, and that is gonna repeat through all of our verses and our choruses. So a little walkthrough of what that'll look like all together is about like this. We'll start with our C chord. We're gonna go down, down, up, down, 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 up. Just like that, repeated through all of our verses and choruses except for that last chorus, because that one will be the key change. It's gonna be a little bit different. So with all that in mind, guys, a couple times through that chord progression and strum pattern that's gonna repeat through all the verses and choruses on Mr. Perfectly Fine will look about like this without me talking. From there, guys, we're into what's being played for all of our pre-choruses and our bridge. For our pre-choruses and our bridge, we're just gonna have pretty much the same thing here, a pretty simple chord progression and a pretty simple strum pattern to go along with it. Our chord progression for our pre-choruses and our bridge is an A minor, F, C, and G. And we're gonna have the same exact strum pattern that we had for our verses and choruses for our pre-choruses and bridge as well, except for this time we don't have any half measure chords or any starred chords, so all of those chords are gonna get 2 times through down, down, up for each chord. So, like I said, guys, if you got this far with the verse and the chorus already, this will be no problem at all. We're just switching up our progression a little bit, but a little walkthrough of what that'll actually look like is about like this. We'll start with our A minor. We're gonna go down, down, up, down, up, down, down. Up, down, up, down, down, 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 up, down, up. And that's just gonna repeat for all of our pre-choruses and bridges, just like that, guys. So a couple times through that chord progression and strum pattern, that's gonna go through our pre-choruses and our bridges on Mr. Perfectly Fine. Will look about like this without me talking. From there, guys, the only other thing that you know to play Mr. Perfectly Fine on guitar is what we're playing for that last chorus, the key change chorus, so the one that was starred when we were talking about the structure. This is nothing too crazy or difficult. All we're going to do is change the keys. So the chorus is going to be pretty much played the same way. We're just changing the chords that we're using. So with that in mind, the chord progression we're going to be using for that key change chorus is this. We're going to go D, D over C sharp, B minor 7, G, and A. And then same thing here, guys, we have some starred chords. That means the same thing as it meant whenever we did the other choruses. So those starred chords are gonna be half a measure. So same strum pattern here, we're just gonna do down, down, up for each one of those chords. But for the non-starred chords, we'll play it twice. And for the starred chords, we'll play through that strum pattern just once. So a little walkthrough of what that'll actually look like with that chord progression is about like this. We'll start with our D chord. We're gonna go down, down, up, down, up, 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 down, down, up, down, up. And that right there is just gonna repeat all the way through that last chorus. So it's gonna look, like I said, pretty much exactly the same as what we played for all the other choruses that aren't in the key change. So that every other chorus except for that last one, it's gonna look pretty much the same as that. We're just changing the chord progression that we're using to match the step up key that we're changing to. So with all that in mind, guys, a couple of times through the chord progression and the strum patterns that are gonna repeat through that last chorus, the key change chorus on Mr. Perfectly Fine, will look about like this without me talking. And guys, that is everything that you need to know to play Mr. Perfectly Fine on guitar. As always, if you have any questions, you can hit me up in the comments down below. I'm usually pretty quick getting back to those. And again, if this video helped you out, hit that subscribe button. I have about 850 other guitar and ukulele lessons on this channel, and I usually try to post at least 3 to 5 new lessons every single week. So if you're learning guitar or ukulele, there could not be a more perfect channel for you to check out. If you want to see a sneak peek of what songs I'm teaching next, be sure to hit up my Instagram at @thegroovyguitardude. Link for that will be in the description below. And lastly, guys, if you want to support the channel and get your name in the credits at the end of each new guitar tutorial, you can hit up my Patreon at patreon.com/thegroovyguitardude. Link for that will be in the description below as well. Oh my gosh, guys, I am so stoked for the release of Taylor's version of Fearless. While you're watching it, like I said, while you're watching this right now, it's the day before the Fearless Taylor's version comes out. So you can definitely count on Michelle and I staying up pretty late tonight to make sure that we get to hear the whole album when it very first comes out. We are feeling super nostalgic about this because it's one of the albums that made Michelle and I fall in love with Taylor Swift's music. You know, we loved her debut album, but really Fearless is what made us just like become true Swifties. And so hearing these other From the Vault songs like this one as well are just, oh man, it's something that I've always personally wished for. I know, like I said, Michelle, Guitar Goddess, has always wished for, to be able to hear some of these unreleased songs that she wrote during the time she was writing Fearless and her other albums, because I think it looks like we're going to be getting other unreleased From the Vault songs from our other albums as well. And so we're just so excited for this. And this is a great song. It totally has that Fearless feel, has that same typical Fearless kind of guitar structure. So pretty simple chord progressions, pretty predictable strum pattern to go along with it. And the only thing that's pretty tricky about this song is the key change. And I know that D over C sharp is a stretch for some of you guys too, the beginners out there. Just work with that one. It looks really complicated. It looks like a huge stretch, but it's actually easier than it seems. So just practice that one and you'll get it. And again, the F chord there as well. I will have a beginner way to play that in the pinned comment if you need it. But other than that, guys, and other than just remembering that the key change happens in that last chorus, this is a super beginner friendly song, very characteristic of other songs that she played on Fearless as well. This actually has nearly the same chord progression setup and strum pattern setup as Love Story as well. So fun little fact for you guys there. But anyways, guys, I had a lot of fun learning this song. I hope you guys have a lot of fun learning it as well, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all soon.